Welcome back, individuals. I hope that you guys are doing well. We got a good video for you guys today, and it's why INFJs are attracted to INFPs. And this is a pretty, I have quite a bit of experience with this because most of my friends are INFJs. Yes, I said it. Most of my friends are INFJs. And everybody thinks that INFJs are so rare, and it's just funny to me because I literally have like 7 or 8 friends that are INFJs. So I thought that with all that experience, it'd be a good idea to make a video about how INFJs and INFPs are kind of attracted to each other. However, I think that INFJs are attracted to INFPs a little bit more. And yeah, let's just get right into it. The first one of why INFJs are attracted to INFPs is emotional understanding. At least from my experience and from all the knowledge that I have, INFPs, at least like myself, are pretty empathetic people. And yeah, and I mean like super empathetic. Like, at least for myself, if an INFJ, I think that INFJs just have a general problem like telling how they feel themselves. And the INFP, in a moment's notice, I mean a split second, will be able to understand how someone feels. Like, I swear to you that at least for me as an INFP, that is like my true gift. Like, if an INFJ is hesitant or maybe doesn't want to talk about something or is uncomfortable or is upset or whatever it may be, they'll probably never share that ever. But an INFP will be like immediately know by their body language. They will like immediately know. They'll just be able to feel it. And I think that INFJs really like that. They like that someone else can, without them even having to say anything really. They'll like that somebody else out there really can tell how they feel. And maybe even understand their suffering and their pain. Number 2 is both are aware of others, but the INFP is more aware of self. And they both go about it in different ways. But like, here's the example I would give, okay? And really listen here, because this is good information, I think. I think this is like invaluable information. The INFJ will they can't turn off their being able to feel other people's emotions. Like, they are an emotional sponge. And like, if you see an INFJ walking around and like, they can't help but not see and feel other people's emotions. And man, that must be so tough. Really, that must be so tough. And I just have sympathy for that, because yeah, that's tough. Whereas the INFP will be able to walk right past someone, not even look at them, and do what they want to do. They will do what they want to do and what they think is important. And they've taken a lot of time to decide that and think about that. And they will try and be respectful, but I mean, at least for me as an INFP, like, I know what I want and I've thought about it and I feel like it's right and I feel like it's authentic. So I go after it. I go and do it. And I think that the INFJ really respects that. So number 3, the thing that INFJs love about INFPs is that INFPs will take courage and take heart and stand up for what they believe in. And they will go against the grain of society. They'll go against the grain of what people think. And it's not in a harmful way. It's in a peaceful way. It's in a sensitive way. It's in a loving way. Because both of them are pretty non-violent people, I would say. Well, I guess that depends on the person, but from my experience, the INFJ and the INFP, they both want harmony. The INFJ has kind of an issue with, not all of them, but I would say most of them have an issue with standing up for what they believe in and taking courage and heart in what they believe in, because they're so incredibly aware of how other people are feeling. And when I say other people, I mean like everyone, like at all times. Like they understand that they're an emotional sponge, and they can't help but feel other people's feelings. Whereas, like I was saying, the INFP can turn that off. But yeah, I think that the INFJ really appreciates that the INFP will go against the grain of what other people think is normal. And they'll love doing it too. They'll have a great time. Number 4 is that the INFP is confident in who they are and in their values and what they believe in. And they're so sure of it. And yes, the INFP, it can be wrong about things. I'm not saying they're not perfect, but some things they really shock the world with what they believe is true and what they believe is right. And never underestimate that in an INFP. If you're not an INFP, never underestimate that, because INFPs can, at least for myself, being as an INFPT, is that I can really, really see things that other people can't. And sometimes I think that I'm crazy. I am kind of crazy. But most of those things end up being true after like 5 or 6 years. But I think that the INFJ does appreciate that, there is someone in society that is sure and positive of what they feel and what they think, because the INFP spends so much time, like years of time, thinking about their values and thinking about their own sense of authenticity. And that's why they're so sure of it. It's not a secret. Like they spend, like me, myself, I spend years and years, real time, thinking about what I think is good and what I think is the right way. And I think that the INFJ appreciates that. I think that they, appreciate that someone else spends a lot of time thinking about that, about authenticity and originality. The 5th thing that INFJs love about INFPs is they understand that they at least for me and my INFJ friends, we have this like understanding that we need to go it alone. We need to go through life alone. We both have this like respect for each other that we both need alone time and solitude to think and process about how we feel and how we think about others, and just really reflect on that. And I think that that's like a really unsaid mutual agreement between INFPs and INFJs, is because, and it's so fascinating, really, because the INFP will be able to understand how someone feels in like a split second. So they'll understand how the INFJ feels. Whereas the INFJ will also be able to do the same thing, but I don't think that it's quite as quick for INFJs. I think the INFJs need to spend some time to really process that, like how people are feeling, because they're absorbing so much information and so much feelings when they're like in public, So the 6th thing that INFJs love about INFPs, at least from my point of view, is that they love our randomness. They love our sense of randomness and sense of spontaneity and sense of fun. And just the ability to feel like a child and feel have that childlike innocence and wonder, and not just go to the end of the race, but be able to, the INFP can see to the end of the race, but also be in the race with that understanding, if that makes any sense. And they'll be able to have fun with it, with knowing all of that, like how it's going to end, basically. And I also think that music is a big part of that. Like with all my INFJ friends, we really connect with music and find deep meaning in music, because I think that music is really memory, and music is tied with memory, and we both love to, oh man, it warms my heart to think about it. And we both like to just reflect and think about good memories. And I think that the INFP definitely does that a lot more than the INFJ. But I think that when we both hear music, we'll both be able to think about those memories and feel those memories. That might be one that is disagreed with, but I don't care. It's just what I see. I do think that INFJs and INFPs have like a special sense of bonding through music, and music is awesome. Music is awesome, right? I mean, let's agree with that. So, all right. So number 7, I saved the best for last, about why INFJs are attracted to INFPs. So if you can imagine 2 points, and they both go a separate way, but they meet up in the middle. That is the premise of how I view my INFJ friends, is that we both have such a different way of thinking and viewing the world and viewing society, but yet we usually end up in the same spot. And I just think that's so fascinating and so cool. And I think that me as an INFP, like what I do is, well, the INFP and INFJ spend so much time thinking about individualism and the individual and the self. And that's what we are, baby. We're individuals, baby. Okay, sorry. So we both spend so much time thinking about the self, whereas we do it in different ways. The INFJ will consider everyone else's feelings and everyone else's opinions, and I feel like they take that more into consideration than the INFP. I feel like they're better at that than the INFP. As with the INFP, I feel like, well, at least with myself, is that I spend so much time thinking and looking inside and introspecting and viewing myself to understand other people's self. And I've spent, years in contemplation and thought, like viewing how I feel about things and then evaluating information, and just really narrowing down theories and ideas and concepts and feelings about what I think is right and true. And then I live through that. And that's authenticity, right? And I think that the INFJ and the INFP both have something to gain from each other, even though we start at opposite ends. We both start over here and meet here in the middle. And I think that we just have so much to learn about each other, and I think that that's why we're so attracted to each other. There's your 7 reasons why INFJs are attracted to INFPs. If you enjoyed the video, please sub, please like the video, and please comment. I want to know your feedback if I suck and if my information is debatable or not, because it's okay to disagree with me, but yeah, thank you guys for being here, and keep looking up, my friends. I will see you very soon.